Hi everybody, and welcome to this edition of Random Reviews. In this video, I will be reviewing Season 2, Episode 2 of 7 Little Johnstons. The name of the episode is Brain Surgery for Alex. The episode begins with all the kids just playing outside in their backyard at home. The parents are out there watching them. In the commentary, Amber says that Alex has been diagnosed with severe central apnea. Central apnea is when the brain fails to tell the body to breathe. He has also been experiencing numbness in his hands and feet. Those are common symptoms that children with achondroplasia have. And his spinal column is digging into his brainstem. After Alex got an MRI, his doctor felt like brain surgery was the best option for him. Amber says that the surgery is the next day, and it's happening so fast, and she can barely wrap her head around it. Alex says that he's worried about the surgery because of the pain he'll have on the back of his neck afterwards. Later on that night, Alex gets a haircut so that it will be easier to clean and take care of his stitches or staples after the surgery. In the commentary, Amber says that due to being little and due to their anatomy, surgeries are always around the corner. While Alex is getting his hair cut, Trent makes burgers and fries for dinner, which is one of Alex's favorite dinners. Trent asks Elizabeth and Emma if they're worried about Alex having surgery. They say yes, and Elizabeth says she's sad that she won't be able to see Alex at the hospital before the surgery, and she's worried if something happens, she won't be there, since she'll be at school during the surgery. Trent tells her that that's not an option. Amber says their objective is to not get Alex or the other kids upset, and to keep life as normal as possible. Trent tells Emma and Elizabeth not to show Alex that they're scared. Back inside, Alex is still getting his hair cut. When Amber's finished cutting Alex's hair, Alex finally gets to see his haircut and he's surprised. And then he begins to cry when he sees his half mohawk haircut. Amber said it broke her heart when Alex first saw his haircut because he was very sad, and that was definitely not what she had planned. Alex asks Amber why couldn't she give him the typical haircut like she usually does. Amber reassures Alex that his hair will grow back. Alex says that he doesn't like the haircut, and he'll get teased about it at school. Amber comforts him and tells him that at school they won't care about his hair, but they will care about the fact that he has surgery. She tells him that his hair looks good, and Anna tells him the same thing. A little later, Alex decides that he likes the haircut, and thinks that he looks tough. He joins the rest of the family for dinner, and reveals his new haircut to them. In the commentary, the other kids say that they don't like Alex's new haircut. At the dinner table, Elizabeth asks Alex if he's ready for his surgery. Alex says yes. He says that he wants the surgery to go by fast and asks why it takes long. Amber tells him that the surgeons have to be careful not to touch any nerves. Amber says it's important for her and Trent to be honest with the kids. If they try to sugarcoat things and say they're great when they're actually not, the kids are going to be surprised. And they would have been lied to. Elizabeth reveals a banner that she painted for Alex that says, "Super Tough Alex." After that, Amber and Trent kiss Alex goodnight and tuck him into bed. Amber says after putting Alex to bed, the reality is really sinking in for them that their son is going to be having brain surgery the next day. But her job as a mom is to be strong for him and to not let him see that. Their family sure is strong, man. I don't think I would have been able to keep it together. I would have been so worried. I probably would have started crying. And they are really supportive of Alex too. That was nice how Elizabeth made that little banner for him. On the day of the surgery, Amber wakes Alex up at 6 a.m. so they can head to the hospital. Trent says the mood in their house was quiet that morning. The rest of the kids have to leave for school, and they hug Alex before they go. Trent drives Amber and Alex to the hospital. Alex begins asking lots of questions regarding his surgery, which means he is tense. They arrive to the hospital, and reality sinks in for both Alex and his parents. Trent says that making decisions like that for their child is a lifelong commitment. You can't take a surgery back once it's done, and they hope that those decisions that they made are the best ones for their kids. Amber says that there are a lot of things to worry about when it comes to Alex's surgery. He's having anesthesia, he's having his head open and exposed, and there's always a risk involved. He could come out paralyzed. He could not make it through the surgery. She says that if she could lay down and be the one operated on and make the pain go away for her son, she'd do it in a heartbeat. After Alex is prepped for surgery, Trent and Amber kiss him goodbye. Alex begins to get upset. Amber and Trent begin to cry as they make their way to the waiting room. Amber's dad, Trent's mom, Trent's sister, and a few other family members sit in the waiting room with them. Trent's mom leads them in prayer. Back at home, Elizabeth, Anna, and Emma make cupcakes for Alex, and they show the antics of them making the cupcakes. I'm sure they added that in as an icebreaker and to lighten the mood, because I'm pretty sure that me and whoever was watching the show was anxious as if they were in that waiting room with Trent and Amber. In the hospital, Amber gets a call, and she finds out that Alex's surgery has just started. She and Trent sit in the waiting room for a few hours, just waiting and stressing. Amber received a few more calls from the nurse regarding Alex, and during every call, the nurse said that Alex is doing fine. In the commentary, Trent says that individuals with achondroplasia dwarfism tend to have a lot of surgeries. Amber says that hospitals in general have been a big part of their lives, and they kind of become second homes for the duration of time that they're there. In the waiting room, Trent and Amber think about how many weeks their kids had to recover from their surgeries that they had in the past. The doctor says that they're operating on someone who has already had compression of the brain and spinal cord, and because of that, there are risks for having problems during the surgery, and the things that they worry about are the increase of his weakness and paralysis. Amber says it's difficult to wait in between the nurses' calls because they don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing that they are not calling. A reason for them to not call could be something going wrong with the surgery, and they're focusing on it. Amber gets one more call from the nurse. The nurse says that the surgery is over and they can head to the waiting room. Overall, the surgery took 7 hours. After the surgery, Trent and Amber finally get to see Alex in the ICU. He is sound asleep. Amber says it was scary seeing Alex hooked up to the machines. The doctor said the surgery went well, but it took a little longer than expected. Alex has some unusual anatomy at the bottom of his skull. He had some bone growing in an unusual area which contributed to the pressure on his brainstem. The doctor wants Alex to stay at the hospital for 4 to 5 days. Amber stays with Alex at the hospital. The first night after his surgery, Alex was experiencing some stiffness in his neck, and he doesn't want to move his head. He also had some nausea and vomiting that night. The next day, Alex begins to get his appetite back. Elsewhere, Trent and the rest of the kids go to a Harlem Globetrotters game. He originally bought tickets for the whole family before they found out about Alex's health issue. He decided to take the kids because it would be a great way to get their minds off of what's going on with Alex. At the game, Emma gets picked out of the crowd to go on court with a couple of the basketball players. She gets to do a basketball trick and frolic with some of the players. Trent says that he feels bad that Alex and Amber are at the hospital while they're at a game. Then, later on in the game, Jonah gets picked out of the crowd to make a shot at the free throw line. He shoots and he misses. But he gets a second chance and he misses again. Then he gets a third chance and he makes a basket, and he receives a Harlem Globetrotters jersey. Jonah decides to let Alex have his jersey, since he was in the hospital and missed the game. 3 days after Alex's surgery, Alex gets put in a wheelchair, and he has been moved out of the ICU. He's on a lot of medication, eating solid food, and he's starting to feel better. He can barely turn his head. The rest of the family visits Alex in the hospital. Jonah gives Alex the jersey that he won at the Harlem Globetrotters game. Elizabeth brings Alex 2 homemade cupcakes that she and her sisters made, but he doesn't feel like eating them. The kids get to see Alex's stitches on the back of his neck. Alex is told that his sister Emma had been asking about him a lot. Emma says that when she went to the hospital, she was happy to see Alex, and she missed him. Alex says that he feels a lot better compared to the day before. The next day in the hospital, Trent helps Alex walk in the hallway a little bit, and Alex tries to do some neck movements. The doctor says that Alex gets to go home, so Alex, Trent, and Amber make their way home. Back at the house, the other kids make posters for Alex's homecoming. They blow up some balloons and put them in his room. When Alex comes home, the kids sit in his room and surprise him. Alex lays down on his bed. His siblings tell Alex to text him if he needs anything. After everyone leaves the room, he sends his parents and siblings quite a few texts. Alex sends a message saying that he's in the mood for Italian dinner. Amber says if Alex is requesting Italian food, that means he's feeling better. Trent says the biggest part of the surgery is behind them, and now they have to focus on Alex and his recovery. He's not saying the days ahead are going to be easy, but he and Amber can breathe because the health issues Alex had going on are behind them, and they are on the road to recovery. And that's the end of the episode. So that is that. I'm glad that everything went well with Alex's surgery. And he was strong through this whole thing. Like, we barely saw him cry. I'm glad everything went well, and thanks to that surgery, his quality of life will be better. Alex is lucky to have Amber and Trent as parents. He's lucky to have 4 caring and supportive siblings. Even though they don't always get along all the time, that's natural because they're human, but they still care for each other. It was really thoughtful of them, to make posters for him, make him some cupcakes and stuff. I just know that this whole experience was emotional for the kids and the parents and for Alex, for the whole family basically. It's just very stressful. This is another reason why I don't want to have kids. The kid might need surgery, have to worry about a whole bunch of stuff. It's a very emotional experience and time, and I'm sure that it's hard for a parent to see their child in pain, but it's the best for them. If surgery is the best for them, the parent has to let them have the surgery so the kid can feel good. I'm sure it was tough for the kids too, not seeing their brother, not seeing their mom, because their mother stayed in the hospital with Alex while he was recovering. And when I was watching this episode, my tear glands did fill up, man. Some emotional stuff, scary stuff. And those kids were raised right, man. They're compassionate and sympathetic. I found it very sweet of Jonah to let Alex have his Harlem Globetrotters jersey. Thought it was a nice gesture for the girls to make cupcakes for Alex. And that's why I like this show. There's no fake drama. They keep it real. They're a charismatic family, and they are just fun to watch. So that's why I like this show. And I am so glad that this show is back, because there was a point where they were on hiatus for over a year and in danger of not coming back. There was a whole thing with the production company. I don't know. I don't understand. Look it up if you want to read the articles. They're just confusing to me, but all that matters is that they're back now. And that's all I have to say about that episode. Hope you enjoyed this random review. Thank you guys for watching. Follow me on Twitter at ILUMoreThanThis. Subscribe to my channel. If you have subscribed, turn on my notifications. On my channel, I regularly make Little Women Atlanta and Little Women Dallas review videos, so if you like those shows, you can check those out. I also have non-review videos on my channel, so you can watch those too. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!